Hi, my name is Mathieu, and I'd like to begin my presentation by showing you a simple picture. So, I guess you all know the movie, Living Laura, which was quite recent and was very famous. I'm guessing you know this one as well, which is the quick one, and the last one, Ocean's 11. So, why am I showing you all these pictures? Well, these are cool movies, but that's not the point. The point is, all these movies have something in common, which is that they all take place in Las Vegas. So, I'm not here to talk about Las Vegas, because we all know about it. It's one of the most famous cities in the world, and to be fair, it's not that far away, so if you want to know more about Las Vegas, just go there. I'm here to talk about something which is very closely linked to Las Vegas, which is gambling addiction. So, to explain to you what gambling addiction, what we're going to do is, first I'll cover what it is exactly, so brief description, common symptoms, and relation to the problems. Then I'm going to show you some numbers and talk to you about the demographics of people who are afflicted with gambling addiction. And then I'm going to talk about the treatment, how to cure it, and how long does it usually take. So, to begin, what is gambling addiction? Another word you might have heard for gambling addiction is mania. But how do you recognize someone who likes to gamble in comparison to someone who is a gambling addict? One of the main points is that gambling addicts usually have no limitation when it comes to the money they spend on gambling and the time they spend on it. And because of that, they cause harm for themselves and for their family and close friends. It means that they spend like more time doing gambling and shopping or whatever. What are the common symptoms for gambling addiction? First, these are actually common symptoms for all addictions, but they are most clearly seen in gambling. First one is preoccupation, which means that when you're doing something, you most likely think about gambling, what you could be doing right now in casino and stuff. Then, you use gambling as a way of escaping everyday life. And that if you have a problem in your life, with your wife or the job, you like to do gambling just to forget about it. Then, you usually lie about it. You're not very proud of yourself. I mean, most of us, I guess, like gambling just for fun. But people with gambling addiction just lie about it. They don't want to know other people to know. And tolerance, which is common for every addiction, which means that the more you play, the more you want to play. You get used to it, and then you have to play more. How is it related to other problems? Gambling addiction, when it's really, really serious, it can be called pathological gambling, which is an impulse control disorder, like kleptomania and pyromania. Just as a quick reference, impulse control disorder is characterized by impulsivity, which is what impulse control means, and failure to resist an urge. When you are a gambling addict, you most likely have debt problem, you most likely owe people money. And the thing most people do is begin to steal, when they so have self issues. And they also have relationship issues, like it's written on PowerPoint. 10% of people with gambling addiction have been married more than twice, in comparison to normal people, which have been married more than twice, about 2% of the time. So, now that I've explained to you what gambling addiction is, I'd like to show you some demographics and some numbers about it. So, worldwide, as an average, about 2% of the world is affected by gambling addiction. I'll show it to you later, that depends on Europe and the US. As well, about 1/4 of people who had a parent or a member of the family who had a gambling addiction are likely to have a gambling addiction. Nothing's been proven when it comes to genetic correlation, but it probably means that, like alcohol, if you see someone gambling in your family, you most likely will want to do it as well. And final, last, sorry, last statistic, 65%, which is a lot, of people affected by gambling addiction are likely to commit crime. It could be a simple, I don't know how to say it, false check, I don't know how to say it, but it could also be stealing or even worse than that. These were very global stats. Now, when it comes to Europe, it's about 0.5 to 2% of general population which are affected by it. And it's very linked to betting, which means that if you like to bet when it comes to sports or I don't know, everything in general, if you like to bet, you have 14.7% to be a gambling addict as well. When it comes to the US, it increases to 3%. And I'm surprised, but the highest of gambling addicts is Nevada, because Las Vegas is in Nevada. Now that you know more about the people affected by it and what the gambling addiction is, let's see how you can cure it and what does it take. The most common way to cure gambling addiction is a step-based program. Step-based program, which means that it's divided in steps, and like alcohol and anonymous or for every addiction, I guess. It's the same for kleptomania. You have a Gamblers Anonymous, which is a place where everyone can gather and talk about gambling. Gamblers Anonymous was created in 1957, and even if the state-based programs are the most popular way of curing an addiction, and gambling addiction, when it comes to results, you can see that less than 8% of the people who went to a Gamblers Anonymous stay and do not gamble for a year. So it's not very effective. It could be bad. And another way to cure, if I can say so, is self-help. Which means that people basically do nothing about it. That they try and stop by themselves. And it's been proven that about a third of people, so 33%, overcome it by themselves. So they don't need any help anymore. So I'd like to remind you that we talked about what gambling addiction is, which is when you can't stop gambling. The demographics, we talked about the demographics and who's more affected by it. Once again, Nevada and Las Vegas. And lastly, we talked about how to cure it, how to treat it. And we saw that even if there are ways that have been created for people to share and to help themselves try to suicide, the most efficient way to cure and to treat a gambling addiction by yourself is be strong. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please do. Thanks for listening, and if you want to know references,